What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Howard, and we are back with episode 22 of WWE Supercard. And we are currently in the weekend event, which is a ring domination for Mankind. And we are doing pretty good. My goal this weekend was to, finish off the event card before, Sunday, before the Royal Rumble comes, and I really just wanted to relax and have Sunday night to, not have to worry about it, and we're doing just that. So we are here at the end of Mankind. This is our second single event card that we are going to be able to get. The first one being Neville on my second account. And this is the first event card we are getting on my main here, which is great because now, we can hopefully start working our way up to getting these cards in the Road to Glory. And we have been getting a ton of great cards from King of the Rings and pity pulls and a bunch of different ways. So I'll show you guys what some of those cards are once we get this Mankind. But how are you guys doing in this event? I know a lot of people were kind of curious how they would be able to play this event and try and play for that Undertaker card. But turns out the Undertaker card is incredibly difficult to get, and he doesn't have a higher drop rate than any other card, which is a little ridiculous to me, because how do they expect people to get the card if he doesn't drop on the board really ever? I've seen people get 2 ultimate pulls off the board within this weekend event and have neither of them be the Undertaker. Of course, we've seen a couple people who were lucky enough to get him. And if you guys have been looking on Twitter, Supercard has been releasing the QR codes. I don't know how many claims each QR code has. They have not. That's like the one thing that they haven't actually answered. But it cannot be very much. I'm thinking it's like 5 or so. Because 2 QR codes have been released so far, and both times I got to that QR code within like 20 to 30 seconds, and it was definitely gone each time. So, it is what it is. I guess I really, I shouldn't have expected anything more, but, it's just a little bit upsetting, because it's a cool looking card, and would have been nice to have one, but, hey, we're gonna get a Mankind here, and I think, Mankind's actually better than the Undertaker, in 4 stats, so I will take that. So we got that shard, and we got our last shard right there. There you guys go, and a Ryback for good measure. So we did indeed get the Ultimate Mankind. Of course, I don't quite anticipate being able to pro him, but, he'll help my decks. I think he'll make every one of my decks that I have available. Now, what I'm going to do is drop my deck down a little bit. Let's see if Orton's done. Orton is done. We'll take Heath Slater out. And do we have any elite cards? Yes, we'll throw Gold Dust in, which we got from the ring domination here as well. And then we'll go and look at some of our hardened cards. And I think I'm going to go ahead and see if this Kofi is done or not. He's not. So we're going to throw Kofi Kingston in there. He will be a hardened pro. We got one from the Road to Glory and one from the login rewards. And now we can play for the hardened Kevin Owens card. I'm not going to stress over this, but I figured, I still have another day left, so I might as well just kind of play here and there, and if I can get them, I'll get them. You know, it's an extra card that I will gladly take. So here you can see we got a pity pull, an elite pity pull after grinding in the Royal Rumble, after grinding in Ring Domination, and we finally are getting another Elite Pro, which of course is one of the best pros you could get, and that is Brock Lesnar. So we got the first one from the team event last week, and he is all set and done. We got the second one, who is about a third of the way done, it seems like. And we're going to try really hard to pro him, get him into our ranked deck, and then see if we can get to Ultimate Tier. I mean, we've been struggling with the women, and we really just can't seem to get anything better than a SummerSlam Pro, unfortunately. So, it is what it is, I suppose. Now, I am going to, I think I'm going to swap them out, because I have some cards here that I need to train up, and I might as well do that. And I'll still be an Elite Tier. I think what I'll do is I'll take Darren Young out, and I will swap him with that Mankind that we just got. And I'll train him up before I start this King of the Ring. But that is looking good. So, in case you guys didn't see my video yesterday, or you didn't hear the news, this weekend, I believe maybe going into Monday, but at least, finishing off the day on Sunday, if you play a Royal Rumble game, which we can do here really quick, I suppose, you will get a ton of picks. Now, normally the Royal Rumble mode gives you a pretty good number of, board pulls off the board. Picks off the board. And, it's helpful, but if you're anything like me, the Royal Rumble mode definitely gets a little bit tedious after a while. I think what I've decided to do is play until the 20,000 trophy mark, where I can get the Ultimate Warrior card back. And then from there, I'm probably just going to stop playing, if I'm being honest. Because the Royal Rumble mode doesn't really pose, it doesn't really benefit me. And, the card backs are cool, but it seems like way too much of a grind for far too little of a reward. So that's kind of where I'm at. But this weekend only, with the Royal Rumble actually being the pay-per-view this weekend, and this Undertaker event they're doing in-game, basically they have given us double picks from the board in Royal Rumble mode, which means you are going to be getting 20 to 24 cards off the board, which is fantastic. It is incredibly helpful. It is what kind of helps me get my Elite Pity Pull, and I'm hoping that was my last one. I'm really hoping that I can get into Ultimate Tier by proing that Brock Lesnar. My rank deck will have 1 Ultimate Pro, 2 Elite Pros, an Ultimate Single, and then 2 SummerSlam Pros. So it's going to be really close, because those SummerSlam Pros just do not do any justice for the deck. And I've been thinking about maybe trying to go for the Charlotte card, but it's just not really a smart idea when you think about it, because the Money in the Bank cycle is going to be ending before you know it. I think we have 20 days left or so. And it just doesn't really seem like the best way to spend my contracts, although, it is tempting. I think I'm probably going to decide in the end to just kind of wait for the next cycle and buy a nice Money in the Bank Pro right away. I'm assuming the next cycle of rewards will be Royal Rumble, or maybe even WrestleMania oriented. I would think it would probably be Royal Rumble, and then the following cycle would probably be WrestleMania. That would be my guess. But oh wow, we just lost that. So we're not doing too well here. If we can win the last match, we should be able to win. But this guy just got the right matchups with his Roman Reigns there, and we're gonna use Perkins here. Oh yeah, if that was an Ultimate card, we would have been good, but doesn't look like we're gonna win this. So we lost this Royal Rumble match, but I want you guys to see that even when losing one of these matches, you're still going to get a good amount of picks. And it's one of those things where, it kind of depends on, how much time you have to play, how much you're willing to play. And, you're going to get a lot more, board pulls this way than you are really. I mean, other than Ring Domination, which is only, every other weekend, that's really the best way you're going to go. So we're going to go ahead and look at our deck really quick. You can see we have Kofi Kingston that will be proable. If we go to our hardened cards, you'll see we have 2 new pros here with, we got Chad Gable and Cedric Alexander. Those are some new pros we're still training up. And we got some pretty good other singles, but and then you can see we have we have 4 hardened females. And if we could get a pro, it would really, really, really go a long way. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head how many hardened women there are. There's probably like under 10, I would assume. So we'll have to wait and see how our luck turns out. I will let you guys know how my rank deck turns out once we get that Brock Lesnar pro'd. But it's definitely gonna be close. I might have to level and train him up fully. Like the pro before I have a chance of getting into Ultimate. And over here on my second account, which oftentimes looks like my first account, we already did get the Mankind, and we're plugging away at that Kevin Owens. We got a couple shards already, and we're doing pretty well. We got a Carmella Pro that we could make here, but if you look at our top 4 females, that hardened Pro, it's gonna make the deck, but it's not gonna be there for a long time, I would think. So that's that's kind of where we're at. We're almost ready to push elite cards out of our Road to Glory deck, which is going to be very helpful. If you look at the hardened cards we can combine, we got Rusev here, we got Kofi Kingston here as well, and we got Neville, which once we pro those cards, they will all push out our elite cards, and we will be good. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave it today, guys. We've been making some pretty good progress. I'm pretty happy with where we're at. And I'm really just going to, enjoy the weekend, get ready for the Royal Rumble. I am super pumped for that. And again, I highly recommend watching that if you guys have the ability to. And that is about it. So I want to thank you all for watching. Feel free to leave a like or comment down below. And I will see you guys real soon.